Hi everyone. I have a confession to make. But before we get to that, last week I shared with you many of the new upgrades that we've made to our truck camper, and we're appreciating them. They've been great so far. We are not sponsored by any of those products. They're just things that we wanted to incorporate into our camper. And I shared with you some of the items that we have in our bathroom, and I wanted to follow up with that quick. I mentioned the very small tub that we have in our Eagle Cap 1165 truck camper. And the reason why this tub is so small is because here in the seat area is where our hot water heater tank is placed. That's accessed from the outside of the camper. So it leaves us with this small tub, which is just big enough to fit our feet in. So what Bob cleverly did, originally the shower head holder is to the left of the tub. And so when you're standing in the tub and the shower head is here, the water's right in your face and there's no way to back away from the water to wash yourself. So the water's right on top of you. So what Bob did was he purchased another shower head unit and used the bracket for that and elongated our hose. He added another piece of the hose. So now we have two options. When we generally wash, we can have the shower head to the right, and since the tub is over to the left, the water's not directly in our face, and we so appreciate that. But I begged Bob to keep the other one because when I wash my hair, if I stand in the tub here, I have to lean way back to get to the water on this side. So we left both of them. I have issues, terrible issues with my neck, which can cause debilitating episodes if I overstrain my neck. So Bob left this one here so that it's interchangeable, and it works out great for us. All right, so you're probably wondering what it is that I need to confess. Bob and I have been RV camping since 2000, so that's 24 years. And I have avoided a camp oven. Now, mind you, I cook on the burners on top, no problem. It's very straightforward, just like any gas stove. But I avoid the oven, and I have for 21 years. The reason being is the heat source, once you light the pilot, the heat source runs just in one straight line. We found the one or two times that we did use the oven that the center of the item, like pizza, the center would burn and the edges would be raw unless you continually turned your pizza. Plus, to regulate the heat is kind of difficult. The knob does offer degrees, and it's fairly accurate, but not the greatest. And so, plus you want to know when your oven is preheated and so on. So what we realized is there have been some pieces missing. We had no idea that you could take a pizza stone, of all things, and lay below your cooking rack in your camper oven, and it helps evenly distribute the heat. And you can bake beautifully now. As you might notice, your pizza stone will pick up some residue from the oven and things that might spill a little bit in the oven, but that's to be expected. You can still use your pizza stone for making pizza and such. I just lay a piece of parchment paper on it and it works beautifully. We made our Christmas prime rib in this tiny oven, and it was a masterpiece. It turned out wonderfully. Now we do pizzas. I make pork chops. We baked potatoes, casseroles, cookies. I even made my first pie in this oven this past Christmas. Look at that. And it baked beautifully with the pizza stone in there. All evenly heated. Biscuits, you name it. The other thing that we didn't think about using was a thermostat. So we place one of these in our oven and we set it to the side over here in the corner. And then all I have to do is pop the oven door open and I can see exactly what the oven temp is and when it's preheated. Works beautifully. It's just crazy to think that it's taken me 21 years to figure this out. Wow, and it's just opened a whole new world of cooking for us in our truck camper. I also found that the burners don't regulate well. And so generally I end up burning sauces easily and so on. So I also found these great heat diffusing discs that lay right on top of the burner. And you can adjust the handle. And this regulates the heat, just like the pizza stone in the oven, and disperses it evenly so you get even cooking. So I'm no longer burning things on one side of the pan, and does a beautiful job. Just place the heat diffusing disc on top of the burner as such, and place your pot on top for even cooking. Another product I couldn't live without are these drain screens. They come in 3 pieces. You can see this package is a little beaten up. I've already put one of them to use. So we keep this one in our shower, and it collects hair and such beautifully, and you don't have to look down the unsightly drain. Catches other debris as well. You use the larger one for the kitchen sink, and this helps eliminate odors in the sink by catching all of the larger pieces, and they don't get stuck in your gray tank, adhere to the sides and such, and cause an odor in your sink. The smaller one is the perfect size for bathroom sinks. We generally don't use this one, but we could if we wanted to. I really like our drain board as well. It works great. I believe we got this at Camping World, but you can order them online as well. And again, we're not sponsored by any of these products. This is expandable, so it could essentially go over this sink as well. Another nice feature of this drain board is that it's collapsible. Just remove this as such, fold it, and collapse it for easy storage. We also put in a larger faucet because as you can see, where the faucet is installed is very much closer to this small sink, but physically it's difficult to wash dishes from this sink. It's much easier to do so in the larger basin. So we needed a longer necked faucet in order to reach this sink better. Otherwise the water was just hitting right here, which makes it difficult. I wish it expanded out a little more, or the faucet was center or moved more to the left, but we're making do with it. This works really well. Now, Let's take a minute and go outside and see what Bob's up to.
Yeah, I just got in trouble for not filming, and you all know I always get in trouble. But okay, so what I'm doing here is I am taking this up and going to install sound deadening and some heat shield.
And later, we find Bob back here on another project.
So now my project is I'm going to be squeezing down into here because I'm going to be installing these two filters, and I'm moving the water pump, and it's going to try to clean up all of this stuff too.
And tune in next week and we'll share Bob's projects with you. And now let's head back to the kitchen so I can show you a couple of more of my favorite kitchen items. Our truck camper sinks, just like most campers, came with covers. Well, for us, they have a second use as a dinner tray. One last kitchen product that I would like to share with you, and most of you use them in the refrigerator already, are these small tension bars. Usually when we drive down the road, the dishes kind of get rattled around, and sometimes they're ready to fall out, as well as canned goods when I open the cabinet. So these pressure bars work great and keep things from falling out. It's been great sharing these ideas and products with you. Remember to join us next week when Bob shares more upgrades. As always, thank you for watching. God bless and have a great day. Only we had smell-o-vision.
So Wednesday, 11:30, right?